Hey, here we are again. So glad, just so glad you're taking a moment. It's hard to do it. You're busy, got a lot of stuff going on. But these applications, these parts of our lesson plan where we're going through these 7 churches and then we describe the church, we give instruction. Now we're going to actually talk about it and we're going to say, how does that apply to me? And so that's what we're going to be about. So, when Jesus does his 6 verdicts as judge upon these churches, works, praise, rebuke, etc., really, the church isn't a what, it's a who. So what he's doing, it's our works, our praise, our worthiness, our needs, and what happens then for those of us who overcome. So let's get right at it, shall we? And I want to zero in on this Jezebel business, this component of tolerance. And let that be something that you and I can really filter ourselves on, because it's very crafty. There's no doubt about it. Remember this, the first finding we had was a fascination with formality. We like to have the greetings. We like to say, I went through the motions. I sat in the same chair every Sunday. I met with a small group, Bible study group. I have these formality things that then define myself and protect myself from personal obligation. I have a fascination with formality, but am I just going through the motions here? Does my religion have any traction at all? Am I content with a lack of substance? Is it okay that I just have pablum? I just drink milk and just small sips of that instead of digging into the meat of the scripture? That was the first one. Second point was a desertion of discernment. They deserted their discernment. They didn't really look through. That church wasn't deciding, hey, listen, I got someone teaching me who just says they're a teacher. I am an astronaut. I'm teaching physics. Well, they didn't have any discernment that what was coming out of that person's mouth wasn't physics at all, but they were believing it. So let's turn that around to you and me, huh? What's my discernment like? Do I neglect to weigh what I hear? Am I just taking everything in with a big old spoon? Am I content to do that? That's a great question, right? Am I versed in biblical standards? How else am I going to be in a condition, in a way, to assess what's coming in towards me unless I have the truth of the scripture to act and filter? The truth is in the Bible. Otherwise, I have no discernment. I'm going to believe everything I hear. And that's what was happening to that church. The third point we made when we started talking about Jezebel was they resigned their responsibility. Hey, listen, the scripture says that she called herself somebody, and then she taught, and then she led the elect astray. She led them astray. But why is that? Because the responsibility of the hearers not to be led astray lies with the hearers, lies with you and me. So have I resigned my responsibility? Do I let others think for me? Especially given circumstances and conditions and issues that are related to the faith. Am I letting someone else take care of that? Am I content with not making any efforts? Am I just lazy? Am I sitting back on the couch with a beer and a remote control saying my Christian life is on some skids somewhere? It's on autopilot? Am I content with that? Have I resigned my own responsibility to be a person of prayer, a person of Bible reading, a person who meets with other Christians to get reinforcement? Am I a person of service to others? No. Am I making the effort? The other thing that we learn is that there was a bending of righteous behaviors, because when you let societal values come in to yourself, just like this church had done, food sacrificed to idols, this whole idea of losing their moral compass, all these things had come into their hearts. What about you and me? Is society having an influence on us that way? That's the question. What compromises are present in my own living? Can I look at myself and say, this is God plus, this is Jesus plus, it's not really quite what it needs to be, huh? What influences have I adjusted to? Well, this isn't so bad. I'm okay in this area over here. I've got a little sidecar going on, but it's no one's business. No one's getting hurt but me. I'm just adjusting myself to what everybody's doing. Societal norms become my norms, huh? That's not very cool at all. Those are very crafty things, and something I'd ask you to pray about. I've been looking at it in my own life, and hey, what are these things in my life? We don't want to be like that. No way. Not cool, man. So that's the substance and the final input on our topic of Thyatria. We're going to move a little farther down to Sardis on our next lesson together. That'll be lesson number 111, the church at Sardis. Until then, may the Lord bless you as you go.